Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Dr. Nasser Sheikh Show. I'm your guest host. My name is Dr. Nasser, and what's on tap for today? Well, we've got part three of our continuing debates that were done on Vice, and it was black liberals versus black conservatives. And we're going to get to that in the next few seconds. But before we do so, we just want to let you know, please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, like, share, and follow us. And above all, put your comments, pin them down below. We'd love to know what you're thinking about. Anyways, let's get to the debates between black liberals and black conservatives. It's part three. We're going to do that right now.
Agree with the statement that I'm about to make. The welfare system destroyed the black family.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So for the people who
Where's
did
the
not
line?
raise their hands,
Where's the line on that?
please tell me why you
100%.
disagree with that assertion. You do not agree with that assertion.
That's a hard question because it didn't help or
Stats are
hurt.
there.
It's the same.
it's the same, right.
It's the same thing because I believe at one point, you couldn't get welfare if you had a man in the house or something like that. It's like it's just.
And I think the other issue is like nobody's actually talking about like how that system, like those systems, affirmative action benefited more white women than it did anybody
Nobody talks
else.
about affirmative action.
Okay,
Like,
this
why
because
do they bring up things that don't got nothing to do with
That's considered Let him finish. Let him finish.
No,
I'm
it's
literally
not.
about to make a correlation, but
Please.
What I was going to say is that a lot of these systems that literally have been stereotyped to look like it's black people who benefit the most from them is actually white people who benefit the most from them.
And
So that's what I was. So that's what I was going to. So when I brought up affirmative action, I was bringing it up as a correlation. Like affirmative action is always sold publicly like it's benefited more black people when it actually has benefited more white women. Welfare is a system that there are more white people in this country on welfare than black people. More white people have benefited from welfare than black people.
So like more people in the country.
There's more white people in the country.
So,
What does white people have to do? What does
They've
it
been
do
killed by
to
the cops
black
too in a year.
people? Why every time we talk about white people, black people start going back to white people?
Yeah,
Why
so the
everything
conversation-
has to
Because
be
if you
conversation
understand how
about
systems of
welfare
oppression
reforms,
work,
we
then
have
you would
to bring
understand
racism.
that the system is being
It's
sold
racism.
publicly
You have
as
to.
something
We
that
can't
black
survive
people
without
or
it.
destruction of black
But
people when
people who talk
realistically.
about, people who talk about welfare
I thought we said we
reform and all
wasn't
that
gonna talk
stuff,
over each other. We was gonna play nice in the sandbox before we got here. and-
Finish,
we're not
please.
in the
And then we'll open it up to rebuttals.
Hold on.
Please, George, please finish your point.
Yeah. So again, my point goes back to like when, like, just like what she was saying, like with the whole like whether it hurt the black community or whether it helped the black community, that's not really the issue. The issue is that all these are systems of oppression, and all the systems are interconnected. And we can't keep looking at these systems as like, oh, well, this is this one thing and this affects this. Like even when she was bringing up her paycheck, she's like, well, my paycheck is going to this. Like, yeah, but your paycheck is also going to infrastructure. Your paycheck is also going to Medicaid. Your paycheck is also going to Medicare. Your paycheck is also going to Social Security, which is what helps my grandmother survive. Your paycheck, like, you know what
So
I
I'm
mean?
paying
it's
for your
like-
grandma. That's
Yeah,
okay. But your kids are gonna pay
Like,
for you too.
you see
No,
what I'm
but
saying?
can we make our own choice
wait,
to
wait,
say
wait,
that we
wait,
want to
wait.
put our own money to the side to help what
I'm
we
never
want
gonna
to
get. So again, what I'm saying is like my point that I'm trying to make is that the systems are interconnected. So like you
those
can't
systems
just
that are-
keep speaking like this system is this and we need to remove this money from this system. It's like that's not how that works. These systems are all interconnected. So it's not like you're just removing something from here and it's not gonna have a chain reaction on the other ways that they're able to oppress us through a different system.
And I understand all.
Man, this guy over here, all he talks about, I just think he's living in the wrong century. He just talks about oppression. The black man is oppressed. I'm just oppressed a black man. That's all I am. I mean, I just that mentality, that thinking is I'd like to know, somebody please in the comments, where does that come from? Is that just growing up and you just get force-fed propaganda as you're growing up? I mean, it's so disconnected from my thinking, and I'm sure from a lot of people in the audience, you're thinking that how do you get to that point that you just think that every single thing is oppressive? There's not a single damn thing in this society that's helped anybody. Everything is oppressing the black man. Everything oppressing the black woman. Everything is oppressing a minority. This is an imperialist country. It's like imperialist Japan. That's what we are. We're not America. We're imperialist Japan.
all this, and we can have these very academic conversations about systems of oppression and
That's not even
intersectionality and all these other things. Like, we can do
That's not
that
even
all
academic.
day long. Everybody has a degree here. But what we really
That was
need
an
to
assumption.
talk about is how do we help the people right now?
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank
You
you.
help the people right
you literally
now.
just said
You
everybody
help
has a
the
degree.
people
So
What you gonna
Let me
do?
ask this.
You
right?
help the
Y'all wanna help
people
somebody? Give me
right
20.
now.
Somebody give me $20. I need $20.
Hold on, one second. So what are the policies that you have seen put forth either by conservative politicians or by our current president that you agree with, that you feel are benefiting the black community?
Just for example, you look at Trump when he did what he was doing with the tariffs for the trades. And now he's done that. Now he's bringing jobs back into the country. When you get jobs back into the country, black unemployment is at the lowest it's been in American history. Black unemployment's at right now. So that benefits not just me, but any person that's black. How's that not benefit? Trump has everything. A lot of things Trump's done when it comes to jobs, the economy, when it comes to the stock market. I'm investing for the first time in my entire life and making a lot of money, by the way. Thank you, Donald Trump, for that. So, I mean, and I'm a black man, is there an invisible wall there's a wall that says, oh, you're black, you can't invest? No, I go right through that wall and I invest. That's what blacks can do. We need to stop playing victim and start being victor.
Yes.
So let me ask this. For those of us who have a problem with some of the policies that have been offered by conservative politicians or by the sitting administration, I want to ask you a very specific question. Do you believe that either the sitting president and his administration offer racist policies, or that the party that conservative politicians fall under offer racist policies?
I want to stop calling things racist.
Sure. No, but tell me why.
They want to hear that.
It's again like that's why I don't talk anymore in terms of racism. Like Toni Morrison said, racism is a distraction, and she had a very good point on
Thomas
how
Sowell
it
said
distracts
it
us
too.
from doing the actual work we need to do. I work in my community. I do HIV testing. I physically work with the people who I talk about. Like, you know what I mean? I don't tell people, go pull yourself up by the bootstraps. I go buy the goddamn boots for them because I have a little bit more privilege than them. But when we talk about it, I'm talking about anti-blackness because this is a global thing. And I think that's the part that they were bringing up earlier. Like, we can't just look at like some isolationism just of black Americans or just of this. Like, anti-blackness is a global thing, and it's all interconnected. And the problem is, like, people are like, oh, we shouldn't talk about the intersection.
I'll tell you what the problem is. The problem is that, see how it gets it from America to globalism? That anti-blackness is a global problem? Why don't we, if there is a problem first with blackness, and that's what you think, and I don't think there isn't, but if that's what's in your mindset, why don't you try to, like you said, you're trying to fix that whatever is broken, you're trying to fix in your community. I applaud you for that. Good for you. But then do it in your community first and worry about your community and what you can tangibly touch, what you can work with, what you can get hands on. That's what you need. And then maybe others will follow, and you put out the the advertisement or whatever it is that you need help, you need funding, you need people to come and help out, volunteer their services, charitable donations, those kind of things. Great. Why do you jump from what's in front of you, tangible, to global? Are you going to handle the global problem that you think is that the oppression that that's happening globally, the anti-blackness that you think is occurring in the whole world? You're going to fix that problem? Come on now, that's what happens. This is just social justice warrior, and this is virtue signaling.
We've never had the ability to talk about the intersections. So this is the time that we actually need to start talking about the damn intersections, because we've never had that opportunity. If the one thing I will say about Donald Trump is that, yeah, he opened up the floor for conversations. Yeah. So now, because now for the first time ever in this country, white people feel oppressed.
It was necessary.
Now that white people feel oppressed, they calling me all the damn time because now they want to know what oppression feel like. And now they want to know, well, how'd you get through this? Because now I'm getting booked and busy all the damn time because white people feel oppressed. And now,
what white people are feeling oppressed? What's he talking about that white people are calling them now? White people are oppressed now? So before you said that there was oppression occurring only for blacks. Now, Donald Trump just gets into office and all of a sudden white people are oppressed, black people are oppressed, we're an imperialist nation. Man, Trump just changed America into what? Imperialist Japan, imperialist China, just like that? Amazing, folks. Amazing the thought process of some of these people.
Who they feel oppressed. They feel oppressed by somebody that look like them, and they're not used to that. A particular part of this country, for the first time ever in their whole lives, feel just as oppressed as my ass is.
And can we also talk like about like the tax bill? Because you talk
Sure,
about
tell me about that.
So my biggest issue was with that tax bill. I think recently one of the bigger companies got $10 million in like tax benefits, and they're going to donate it. But that money belongs to you. That money should be for you and all of us and all our family. It doesn't belong to the 1%, 10% of America.
When we talk about black people and the 1%ers and the rich and all that stuff, why do we always assume that black people are broke? And let me finish before you jump in there. Why are we always, we're always operating under the assumption that all black people are broke, that there are no black people in the 1% of this country, that there are no black people that are CEOs, that there are no black people that are business owners, that there are no black people that head and run the corporations that benefit from these tax breaks.
Why even use black
We're always
for black
talking about
episodes?
black people from the prism of brokenness and oppression, as if the black 1%ers don't exist.
Again, like that's
deeply entrenched wealth doesn't exist in black culture.
Well, we can talk about the exception and the rule, right? Because what you're speaking of is the exception of black.
So we need to start actually having
It'll be a good Disney movie, though.
real conversations about reparations, right? And like what reparations actually look like.
Not reparations.
That way, right?
When was the R word going to appear, folks? When was the R word going to appear? And I don't mean racist. It's the other R word. Nobody wants to talk about it. Hold your ears. Close your ears. Reparations. When are we going to talk about reparations? When? They're talking about it right now.
You guys are okay with Jewish people receiving reparations right now in this time, but you're like, no.
There's not enough time in the day for us to have a reparations conversation.
People have websites where they've actually created models and thinking about like, oh, even if you forget the mule, right? What does actually 40 acres for black people look like? Or just recognizing that the trauma and the history that has been affected on black people. Like I think about literacy, right? You can't tell black people for 200 plus years that you can't read and then give them books and be like, why aren't you reading? Why aren't you reading without addressing that trauma, right?
Wait a minute. Where's this coming from that for 200 years you couldn't read? How many kids today or 10 years ago or 15 or 20 or 30 or 40 years ago were told that they can't read? Where are those? What? Where are those kids that can't read, that can't get access to a book, can't get access to education?
There's things within our system, within ourselves, that we need to address.
You know what the problem is with the black person?
The biggest
I'm
gift
gonna tell
that
you what.
conservatism has ever given me is the opportunity to see myself as an individual.
Thank you. I was just about to say that.
Collective.
Yes.
All the time. It just for me, it's just like when we're black people, like we're always supposed to be a part of some monolith and collective where we're just supposed to always be talking about the struggle and all of
and this is the thing, you speak
So when
it's
you
like,
want to talk about
why is
this,
every black person, why is a black person, we have to always compare ourselves to white people for it to be some, but the white people, so it's like,
because they see them as a perfect example.
In my mind, I feel like, at the end of the day, I'm Bevelyn Beatty. That's all I am. And all I know what to do is when that check come, that check say my name on it. When that rent come and say my name on it. When my phone bill due, that say my name.
Who here was raised in a black Democrat?
Okay, so that was just Woo. I was waiting when we were gonna get, to the R word. All right, we got to that. Reparations. When we got to the word, I mean, we haven't hit we've got the imperialist word already taken down. Just unbelievable. This is a great conversation. It's a great back and forth. I think at certain times, it has definitely gotten heated, no doubt about that, because passions rise when you have difference of opinion. And listen, I applaud everybody's opinion there. They absolutely have the right to their opinion. They don't have the right, and they have the right to the facts. A lot of them don't have the facts. They're just basically, talking emotionally and, talking about, again, like the person that was there. And I think that person is, isn't that, I always thought that maybe is that guy from the Cosby Show, the one on the left, the gentleman on the left, Martin from the Cosby Show. Anyways, I mean, he's the one that said basically, why is it that it seems, not just within the black community, not overall, but with those on the left, the liberals, the Democrats, the progressive, black Democrats. Why is it he said they have a victim mentality? Why not have a mentality of being a victor instead of being a victim? Anyways, folks, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasser Sheikh Show. I'm your guest host. My name is Dr. Nasser. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscription button, notification bell as well. Like, share, and follow us. Let us know what you think in the comments below. We'd really love to know what you thought of this video and our reaction. And I'll leave you with my final thought. And you can have a reaction on that as well, which is, when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. We'll see you again next time, folks. Take care and stay safe.